start. Call the April 5th Tax Committee meeting to order. Members present. So look at the claims while we're sitting there. Are there any public comments that come before the committee? Are there any discussion points from the committee? It'll take a little more time to go over the claim.
I'll put out a motion to approve.
A motion on the floor to approve the claims. Second by Brett. Discussion on the claims. Do the roll call on the claims.
Somebody?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Whitman?
Yes.
Copeland? Schultz?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, reports from the departments. Who's first? Lisa? Who's first?
I have the list, it's an annual list of delinquent, well, they're actually properties that are acquired by the county through the delinquent tax process, and so these are parcels that tax bills need to be voided on, so I just need a motion to approve those.
Make sure our house is... You really can't tell from there. Can't. Would anyone like to make a motion? So moved. To approve?
The others have already done that. There's an asterisk on there for several of them that says the tax deed has been ordered. So does that mean the rest of them have been ordered or? That's the process.
So we've already taken possession of those properties, but
Okay.
Not positive, but pretty sure that's probably what we're doing.
Okay.
Motion is to approve the list and send on to county board. Is there a second? Motion? Second by Dan. Any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
On March 30th, we had our canvas, which completes the 2016 primary election finally. We had excellent turnout, like all the counties did in Illinois. On election day, we had 75 same-day voter registration. It's a lot of additional work, and you would assume that it would make everyone in the world happy, but still, there were people that complained, people that came in that were registered correctly, that wanted to vote in the county clerk's office, and you can't do that if you're registered correctly, you have to go to your polling place. And we had one gentleman that wanted to be able to register at his precinct, and that's not required. The county is smaller than 100,000. So, still have, people that, just aren't going to be happy no matter what we do for them. It went really well. We were extremely busy and trying to brainstorm and figure out ways that we're going to handle it for the November election. Anticipating up to maybe a couple hundred people on election day registering. And then voting. And each person takes, I don't know, 20 or 25 minutes, because first you have to register them, then you have to enter their information into the system, and then the system codes them so that they get the correct ballot style. Then you have to print their ballot, print their application, get their signature, complete their ballot, and vote. So each person takes a little bit of time, but we got through it, we'll get through the next one too. I'm hoping that it does change where we have to have election day voter registration at the precinct, because that's going to be really costly, but that's a discussion for another time. Tax extensions moving along really good, and we're right in line with Rounding County, right about the middle. As far as overlapping values, were sent out last week, and we have received approximately 50% of the other counties overlapping values back, so we're right in the ballpark. In early May, we'll be sending out liquor license applications for approval in June. We mailed out approximately 1,000 statements of economic interest. So far, there's still 250 that haven't come back in. We'll put out a press release the 15th of April, around the 15th of April, and hopefully that'll get quite a few more in, and then certified mail has to go out, I believe on the 2nd of May, to notify anyone that hasn't filed. So, lots going on. That's it.
Thank you, Lisa. Next, Bob and Mindy.
We're in, obviously for the most part, 2015, we're not the conviction went on, I got one final, all that happened. We might have meetings and stuff went well. We're starting our process, that's what we're sort of thinking, and moving on that, talk about it.
Thanks, Bob. Mindy?
we mailed out 483 mobile home tax bills on March 1st, trying to get those processed and mostly over with by the time we move into the real estate tax bill. We have a due date of May 2nd on the mobile home tax bill. So I'm glad to hear that the clerk's office is moving along, so hopefully our target date, of course, is always to mail, but just depends on the bumps on the road.
Thank you, Mindy. Nina, you have anything? No other departments here? Next on the list, we have some presenters today. Oh, Doc, you want to do Doc first?
Some delay, and then also the long one, we have like physical cold, we can got logo gas, and things like 9, got like 5, go flight, and like 4 goes that,
So we make a copy of. I have a question, Doc. So this, the second part of this report comes from the software, correct? No? That comes from your office. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, this is from the software, not the animal control, not the brochure of software. This is the clinic software.
And you're generating that? Correct. And then what, I'm trying to understand how all this works. So then, if Anita can help me on the computer side, or Mindy, what do we have that's in-house that we purchased?
The new software does all the licensing and tags, etc., but it also has a module that we paid for that tracks all the incidents, which is that, I don't see that being entered.
He's talking about like, if tonight or if we, like, somebody like your dog or stuff like that. This is like, how much today's solution should be used, stuff like that.
Right. No, I'm saying that the software allows tracking of all the incidents. So if you get a call and you go out and pick up a dog, etc., that can all be logged in the software. Is that being done?
But we are doing, so far, we're doing this, like, cases by cases. We didn't go, we have a problem with the, bill, like, we did it for, because, we need to, like, relate this one to the mind doing stuff like that. So this is the more software,
In your own personal
Yeah,
software.
exactly.
Not in the county. We don't have any records in the county that ties it to the tag, that ties incidents
Right.
to the license tag number for each dog that you pick up. We don't have that.
I don't think so, yeah,
We're not using that module that we paid for.
Right, and that's what, on board working there, like, we had a problem, with the transferring the system, and we had, like, to go case by case, to track those cases, and put them in a different form. Team had to transfer cases, and that's what that
Well, no, because the cases were never logged in the old software. So what data is he going to get from the old software?
No, not my software, your software.
Right.
Software,
Right.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is like, we did this before the new system.
Right, you used to manually keep it. Right.
We didn't even this stuff, the new system, new software.
Right, so you're not, since January, when we transitioned to the new software, you don't have a need to do that old report. You could put that information in the new system, and you haven't been doing it.
Right, but he's not talking about that. He's talking about You're talking about executive, like 9, something like that, right?
No, I'm talking about tying it all together. And because, somebody help me out here, when we had the old, let's go back a couple of years, were we getting individual reports for each case? Wasn't that file real thick, Dale? You'd get a folder and it would be, there was a page generated for each.
It was essentially the same thing as this, only a sheet per each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to understand is if it's all tied together and what we can do to tie even from the call all the way through, so this computer program we bought can manage the
So
whole
let me
thing.
talk to Ben again, if we can tie them together. We try to do that, and it was really hard to do it, but what you may now, let me talk to him again and see if he can do it.
I mean, is this something we get support on through that, buying that software or no? Okay.
Right. Right, and we paid for like a training session, and I think that was part of your training, to go through that module. And Bill was on the phone with you and Shay and showed you how to log all the incidents. So we did pay for that.
So where did that support come from? From the actual software company, nothing through Area Wide?
Right, not from Area Wide, from the software company.
So let me talk to him again and see if he can do that. Because like many people have the kind of service we dedicate to county.
Right.
So if we use anything like that, so that's why we planned that on that, because they, my thought like you're gonna charge something, has heavy coming from shelter, but like I said, people there, can get together.
No, agreed, and the reason I think it should be cash is because this is a request for reimbursement of money, you know, it's really not.
For the KP, yeah.
Right, but I don't think what we want is his personal software to
No.
interact or
Or what we
interface
bought.
with the county. What we want are the calls logged in the county. Your billing, in my mind,
Right.
from an accounting perspective,
Right.
is your billing.
Yeah.
That's not the question. The question is Shay's Excel spreadsheet of the logs and the incidents, and your manual, it looks like a Word spreadsheet where you tell the story. That's the information that can be,
Now, because you show me.
Yeah, this is a request for expense, right here.
right.
But this, yeah, but show me that. That's why I'm so close to it. So you show me anything that all right? This is what.
Well, I'm looking, I don't know that it's got that much, right, Shay's
Yeah.
log, that can all be in the incident module
Right.
of shelter, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And not only case by case, but then in my opinion, the idea that animals should be able to be searched as well, should it not?
Right, then you're
That way-
tagging
Right.
a dog that's running at large multiple times to the license.
Right, the only thing I have, like if you give like like how many miles she drove, like the dog, he said that we will have to do this sheet. Nothing there, then you know, like how many miles, it's like how many miles.
Yeah.
We could have to do everything you want to make outside. That's why we now have, maybe this one, we can do that.
Yeah, but you might be able to do the mileage on a spreadsheet like that to transfer it to a line in the,
Right.
just like it was an expense, like you used the drug or something like that.
And their reports all export, right? So you could take it, if you enter it in Shelter Pro, export it out to Excel, then just drop in your mileage rate and you have it. Then everything ties together. That's a better audit track.
Is this something we need to bring to IT attention or no? Anything?
I don't know, I don't think so, if Doc and
and Shay can get this worked out, or they're just entering it.
Like I said, this is for the other day, and that's what they're doing right now. Then if we need to, there's no, they'll have another mic, whatever, so we can consider them, they'll just, like, sales, and
Then I'd say within a couple weeks, let either myself or Anita know, and we can add it to the IT agenda if we need to look at it there. Good. Thank you. Any other department reporting? Next item of business, we have some presenters today from Joseph B. Meyer and Associates. If you'd like to introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Whitney Strohmeyer, president of the company, and Rick Scheiland, our county liaison. And we were at a recent county clerk meeting in Kankakee, and we were approaching fire clerk about coming and talking to you. So that's what we're here today for.
All right, we have a little slideshow presentation. This slideshow is designed for counties that did not have a delinquent tax program at all, and they use capture sale method to try to collect tax. Basically, we're going to go through the delinquent tax process a little bit, and also explain to you and show you about our company, what we do, and what we have done. So,
A lot of us should be familiar with, you have a program in place, a vendor.
you have a program in place, and, but I'm sure there are several of you that have not, or not familiar with the delinquent tax process. So we're going to explain that to you a little bit, and show you how that all works, what it's all about. Basically, we start off, the treasurer, after the assessor and the clerk, figures out how much you owe based on percentages, state, equalization, and so forth. Treasurer sends out a tax bill. If you don't pay that tax bill, they have a tax bill once a year, and professional tax filers can evaluate on properties, and they pay tax. And they pay the interest rate, 18%, which is calculated every 6 months. It goes on every 6 months from the beginning of the day of sale, and then every 6 months thereafter, 5 times. So you can essentially, the maximum, you can pay 108% penalty on your tax bill. If you don't pay that tax, that tax buyer is forfeited down to the 18%. That you get hit pretty hard. And a penalty is not interest. And the state of Illinois calls it a penalty because the state of Illinois does not want to make it painful for you not to pay property tax. That's why it's called penalty. But it is now from 18% down to 0. Some fortunate people, we also do, across the state, we do 2/3 of the counties we know automated tax sale, and we found that a lot of counties now that the average interest rate is less than 1%, so it's not all that painful. If you're fortunate enough to have a tax buyer at 0%, you pay 0% penalty. Zero, nothing. So, it's remarkable that they do this. They have their reasons. I personally don't exactly understand why they would do 0% penalty, but they do. And I honestly don't know why. They do, however, make 12% annually on subsequent years tax, and they have to pay 2 years tax. The next 2 years, and they make 12% on the subsequent year taxes. And I also understand that they sometimes finagle a way to have people make payments on their taxes, and they started them up heavily on them. And they are creative in how they make money. But they've been doing it for a long time, so that's the way it is. Are we ready? So, keep in mind, this is for counties that have never had a tax program in place. Statute says the county board has the authority to adopt, appoint an agent for the county board acting as a trustee for the taxing district. You are the trustee. County board is the trustee. Sometimes people think it's the taxing district. We're the agent for the county board acting as a trustee for the taxing district. Here's your statute. It's 35 ILCS 221-90, when any property delinquent, I'm just reading the yellow part. The county board may be the same county trustee for all taxing districts. You will act as the trustee for the taxing districts. In the name of the county, as trustee, the presiding officer of the county will be advised by the board may appoint on behalf of all persons to the county as no tax be paid. Whether the county of the commissioner's tax and go file on DD shall be required. This is directly out of the statute. It used to be in the old days that when your tax bill was not paid, went to a tax sale, if it was sold to a tax buyer, great, here in the lesson. If it was not sold, it went to the scab sale system, and it had to every year. You know, that's for
The 80s and so on.
I got children older than this. I have a feeling, I don't know why I think this, but I do, this came from the British, the way they think over things, but I just think that's neat. But it went through the scam sales, and people can buy the property at scam sale for literally pennies on the dollar. You hear that, or anything above. And that's the way it was. And it was a horrible system. It was hard.
Yes, it was.
And it was ineffective. It didn't make any money for the county. And it cost the county sending the property to the tax sale club, postal security, and all these things every year. You go round and round and round and round. So, included in it, when you send a property tax sale, included in that face amount of the tax are these charges. You have $10 treasury donation, $60 sale in there. I don't know if you charge $60? Okay, $60 sale in there fund, because you don't the county board approved item that goes along with the amount of face on tax and tax sale. You charge up to $60. Now, that sale and error fund is if a tax buyer purchases property at the tax sale. Technically, if there are three reasons they can get a sale and error. One is if the structure property is substantially destroyed, the house burns down, the tax sale, and the house burns down. That's a good reason. That's a legitimate reason for sale and error. Also, there are federal liens or other municipal liens, demolition liens, various reasons.
These are all things that happen during the tax sale and the tax deed process. Right. 3-year period there where they don't have control of property, but they have it.
Yeah, they have a lien property, tax lien. The tax sale and error fund, you don't have to charge, but you have to pay interest to the tax buyer when they have sale and error. You pay them interest. So this fund is set up by statute to cover those expenses before you get any money paying interest on something you bought at a tax sale. So that's why you have sale and error fund. Then there's $20 indemnity fund. Indemnity is a situation, it's seldom used, but if a tax buyer gets a tax deed to his property, and there was some type of error, and not really they got it, something happened, something went wrong with that tax sale, where it shouldn't have gone to tax sale possibly, and there are lots of reasons, I'll talk about the indemnity fund is $20 goes on that to cover those costs that the county can't pay it. If something happens, right? That's what I mean. There's 10 publications, county clerk is $4. $104. Up to $94 of that can go to the county. And through the capital process, that's all gone. You don't get that either. Okay? The asterisk at the end of the cylinder, and then they're feeling, you know, how many guys that might be $100,000, that might go to the general fund. And I haven't been to many counties where the general fund is so healthy that they don't need it. Same with the MD. The MD is a percentage of the assessed value of the property, but still, that goes to the general fund also. All right, here's the statute that allows for that. County board may impose a fee of $6, which is basically record. The amount includes the price paid for the certificate of sale. Anybody who's using this money, but treasury in excess of $100,000 in counties with $250,000 less, like here, shall be paid to the general fund of the county. That is the actual statute directly off the state of Illinois General Assembly website. What does it cost to go through this process? All these people, also residents, had budgeting, abandoned their properties, which are bad. I read more in public satisfaction. Nobody likes paying taxes, especially when somebody else doesn't pay it. And then, what happens if you get that? Nobody likes that. Everybody likes to know that everybody is treated equally. The big losers in that whole system, schools probably are probably 2/3 of your tax bill, I would say, yes. And the other general fund. Plus, all those fees you tax on and use that too. And abandoned properties lower the values in the neighborhood. You know, derelict house in the neighborhood, nobody wants that. So, the way it works now, here, is you receive your tax bill, you don't pay it, it goes to the tax bill. Tax buyer buys it, done. Okay, done, goes to the subsidized program. It either redeems, which goes back to the top, or it goes to tax deed, and then goes to auction. Have you had auctions here? If you have, how often?
We've had 2 since 2006.
2?
Yes. Right.
You were just okay in a tax deed property, you're taking property each year, I'm assuming some property. You don't have an auction
No.
each year. Are they available otherwise, or is it just?
I think so. I think he
You
does.
do some.
Some.
Have you sold a lot of property? There's a reason we're here, I guess. There's a reason we had to be here. So, you know.
Was there 17 sold at the last auction? For some reason, that's what I remember. Yeah.
The county holding deeds, a lot of county trustee holding deeds, a lot of property.
I don't know how many, I mean, I don't have any idea. I should have looked into that. Definitely, I'm not sure. That
That were available. Did we have at your tax sale, generally how many don't get purchased by ifs and numbers?
The trustee, this past October got 73.
73 properties.
there's what, usually between 3 and 400.
Yeah, we had 343 that went to the sale, and trustee got 73.
So, after the tax deed, after the court order tax deed, goes to auction, if it's sold, it goes back to the top. You get a new owner, and somebody will take care of the property. Cut the grass and nothing else. And if it's not sold, it repeats in this cycle down here. Goes around and around. It's exempt from taxation, so it doesn't have to tax anymore. You don't have to tax anymore. All those charges and fees, they're done. You're done with it. So let's go to the next one. What happens to taxes after acquisition? By statute, 2195, tax rate ran back to this level. I don't know what you're doing. When any county or other tax district requires GP property, all new or unpaid property taxes shall be Illinois. So taxes go on property. There's oftentimes when the taxes exceed the value of the property. How do you like yourself? You know, when you've got $20,000 tax on the property worth $5,000, you're not selling it. You got that cloud hanging over that property. So property that are local homes, not sold to tax buyers, are sold to the county LLC. This begins with the standard for the county receives the cost and tax upon redemption and top dollar when property is sold to public auction. There's no better way to determine the value of piece property than public auction. They buy what it's worth and no more and no less. So how is it costing? There are costs involved. You have surcharge, you have occasions, you have share services, you have all kinds of costs. When we, through the redemption or sale of property, before distribution of tax and districts, and what you do is through that money, you have a fund set up to cover the costs.
Yes, with the trustee program.
The trustee program, the fund set up to cover the costs of the incidental items. And those are allowed by statute. When the county makes another assignment property sold to buyer, let all costs the county incurred in the acquisition, so that it is provided for by statute. You can withhold some money from distribution to tax and district to cover the costs of the program. Okay? We like to think that we tax program one sort of like antivirus on your computer. It's always there, doing something, but you don't really pay any attention to it. It just does the thing, and it virtually is invisible. So, how do we collect taxes? The bottom, of course, is through the law of property. If you don't pay your taxes, you lose your property eventually. That's going to happen every single time. There's no exception. Never have we've been doing this for, well, I'm going on my 31st year, and we've never made any kind of settlement on penalty or any kind of settlement on the cost of an item auction. Never. In my experience, have we ever done that. So that's what happens, and people get the idea eventually that this is going to happen, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, they're going to lose their property being sold off auction, period. Okay. In order to obtain tax deed by statute, and I know many know all this already, but I'm not going to go through anything. You publish this property in the paper, notices are served by mail, temporarily the taxpayers are encouraged to review non-bond voters. We print, prepare, and deliver all notices and publications in a time manner. I don't know how it works for you now, but when we send out 4.5 month notices, which is a notice required by statute after tax sale, within 4.5 months, you have to send a certified notice to the taxpayer. Now, we fully prepare and deliver everything to you, ready to be. We put labels or whatever necessary to make the consul's job easier. Anything we do to make their job easier, we'll do it. All that. What we do, so when we talk about how we earn our money, here's how we do it. We locate parties of interest, we locate the property, we file out the extension, timeline extension, mail tax notices, we mail collection letters. This is something not even required by statute, but we send out collection letters to people, reminding them regularly mail to send a letter, tax authority. We did maps, we tried to get all the maps, we go out and inspect the property, we take opposite information, we knock out doors, and give them notice, and them a piece of paper with tell them that, even if they're renting. You know, and they get a lot of rent, so they give it to the landlord. The landlord know. Yeah.
That's always interesting. 9 times out of 10, they think they're rent.
Yeah. I used to work in the field and go out down door to put a sale sign and do all that 20 years. Most of it was in St. Louis. I don't know if you know where St. Louis is. It's probably going to do. Allen, Washington, or Centerville, down there. St. Clair County. That was a hoot. Nobody I got to the taxes, and then also, we do the time services, or we have something to do it, sometimes we do it ourselves. I ain't done it. We've been in with the court, or close office, we serve notices, and sometimes the sheriff in St. Clair County, we have thousands of properties, thousands. And I, in the past, have gone out and served notices. And it's not a bad thing. I really never had a problem. I've had many interesting situations. I walked out and had a revolver or anything, and it had a whole barrel of electricity. And he walked out and he said, and he was in the revolver. And I walked out and I said, well, here's you. I know it was. He goes, okay. But you know, there's no withdrawal situation. When you have a gun in hand, you're not out wrong. I know the gun is point blank. But, yeah. We put out a pair of tags, you have okay. We prepare their petition and court filing, prepare publication. Lieutenant, we contact the local newspaper. We provide special assistance to the attorney. We have two attorneys on staff. We provide counseling and short hearing, that's what they do. We prepare the package, we post the sale of the property, we photograph the property, we compile a catalog, mail press releases, let people know that their property is available in the county. We prepare the distribution auction advertisements, we notify the adjacent property owners, that's a big one. We research who owns property next to adjacent to properties. The county owns has custody, and we send it to the postal order. Have you had that? In some counties, the large counties, we actually have a live auction. We have an auction here. We're going to go here, like that. Yours auction here, type thing. And a lot of people won't get into the postal order. They like item, they'll get item, the property. They want to. And they wait for their property next door, and they've been cutting the grass for 20 years. And mine my ball, we're going to cut the grass behind my ball, so they don't go toward that. We distribute the catalog, and we can also sell sites to the live auction. We hire auctioneers. We have auctioneers that are specialized in this type of auction. We hold auctions, we provide the staff and cashiers. We organize and field bid sales, field bid auction. The treasurer, people come in and fill out a field bid, the contract on the property, and put it in an envelope. All you have to do is they hand you the envelope, you put it aside, and then when the final day arrives, you send those, you don't look at them, you don't open them. We don't want to do anything with them. So somebody comes at you, well, how much is it? You got any business on this item, this property? Just say, I don't know, I have that little. But we don't want you to talk to it, because it's just a headache for you, and we don't want that here. You send it to us, we figure out who the high areas, the people who are respected, and you know, really, we had a property, one that the second highest bidder was about $1,000. The high bidder was $12,000. Now, had it been a live auction with an auctioneer, the second highest bidder would have been $1,100, you know. But with the high bidder, he had that. He did $12,000. The second highest bidder was $1,000. He didn't know it, and he still doesn't know it. But it did. He got what he wanted to pay. He got what he wanted to pay. We are two thirds of the and you'll see it. We take payments. We take payments on property. I have an escrow. We will set up an escrow account for. I don't know if you do that now. by statute, money paid for real estate can't be commingled with any other money. They have to be into a special escrow account, all right? That's the way by statute it has to be.
We'll create a local account here.
Yeah.
Whatever, bank your choice.
But it has to be
joint
joint
account, county and sales money will go into that and distribute out through every county.
put it bluntly, against the law to commingle that money with any other money that has been in the account. Okay? And we very much, we take payments on items we sell at auction.
Well, a little bit on what you paid in full.
You pay in full.
You have to pay in full, but
Correct.
County clerk can't take a full payment from redemption. If the county so chooses, we can set up payment accounts for homeowners to pay over time. Once paid off, and that redemption will be sent through. Penalties will still accrue, and we'll still continue the process, but we can make that available, we do that to other counties. So they have to use if you want to offer that to the property.
Right. Okay. Okay, we're through this one. We prepare the resolution for the county board approval. That's kind of a formality, like every property has to go through, has to be approved by the county board. Every sale has to be, like, something with this. We prepare and mail reports to the county board, will issue all checks to the county, and this is a good claim need for recording.
That's all the same.
My God. One. For the county clerk, the treasurer, we handle all questions, we have, and I know, for our office, we have questions, we have phone calls all over the world, literally, all over the world, we have all over the world, from Dr. Australia, he's calling about tax sales and this kind of thing. So, and we're available every day. Treasurer, county clerk, I'll give you my cell phone number, call me any time, I need my lunch hour, and my daughter. I will answer the call. So you call our office, a live person answers, we don't have recording and all that. And we don't have to press one radio. For the county clerk, we completely prepare stuff, deliver all our daily, like 4.5 photos. When you get it, everybody needs to put to the postal machine. And we want to make your, we don't want to take any more work for you. Okay? For the treasurer, they have all of it, any questions. We are experts in bank fees, the Illinois ethics, the revenue code, we're all over that. Any questions about real estate, anything about property, if you have any questions, we're going to have you talk about that. Once those properties are completed, and it remains unredeemed, the tax assessor will refile application, and the judge signs an order to the county clerk to issue a tax deed to the property. Okay? We put a sign like that on the property. Photograph the sign, it's in the yard, and we have a lot of 1 foot strip. That's what we have. Jump. We have 1 foot strip, we put a sign. Yeah, 1 foot strip, with 10 feet here. But 1 foot strip, every something, we have to have 1 foot. We're around that tree out there. But 1 foot sign, and we get calls about, well, the house there now? No. It may be part of the house. You know, many times we'll have 10 foot strip, and the house encroaches on that 10 feet. A little bit of the house. Now, people own the house, really. Oh, okay, that's part of our house. They really don't have a real good time with their house. Would be worth $750 to buy that strip of land, part of their house, but it happens all the time. How do we find buyers? With the help of that, by two counties, and you're going to process them people. We identify the adjacent property owners, contact them by mail. You there, you can have a guy that part of his house is on a little land that he doesn't own. To me, it's a no-brainer. It happens all the time. We have newspaper, radio, press releases. We put up a little top tire in the courthouse. And we have our website. And that website, I believe those numbers probably are old. We have just tens of thousands of hits to our website, ILTaxSales.com. And that's where people go to learn information about tax sales, about our offices and all that, all the companies are listed, and they can find out a lot of information about how things work. Why would tax buyers buy our here? Well, there's lots of reasons, and this is the stuff that we get. Assessment errors, double assessment, that happens. But to say obviously assessment, but things happen, okay? I don't use the word things happen. There's bad news, survey problems, massive survey problems. To give you an example, my wife and sister, their mother was teaching them they had 48 acres of farmland. Meaning my wife was the north 28 acres and her sister the south 48 acres. Well, that survey turned out a little more than 20 acres. So now, what do you got? You get the north 28 acres, the south, now you better strip down the middle. That is not easy to farm. Their mother retaining possession of that. So we had a separate deed file that said on half, and the south half of this quarter section. Then there's back taxes, there's back taxes, municipal lien, the property, it's the house falling down, the taxes exceeded on that property, and there's EPA problems. You gotta go to gas station. EPA problems, the term owner-operator does not include the unit of state or local required ownership through tax delinquency. So, the county is never the owner of property, no gas station has EPA problems, never. By statute, there it is. The abandoned properties are sold, what are the results? If we sell property off, they own EPA. They're back on that road. Somebody's cutting the grass. Property return to use, property cared for by the owner, and people in there are happy that somebody would finally take care of this abandoned property. Benefits for the future, decrease the political property. Your first year, when you had that was tax, you probably had that one bunch. You did not. That you thought that was 100.
No, I don't think we have that.
All property must be equally, there's no wasted assets or mailing of publication, taxpayers must be fair, equitable, public awareness of a collective effort. There's money savings like tax bills, property, to generate tax funds that people purchase property unbilled for years, especially in the case of estates. We have, grandma has this property, and they have 10 kids. Grandma are gone, and the 10 kids own the property. There's taxes due on that property. Which one do you can give to the tax? How you work that out? I'm not paying that. I don't care about that. So that ain't a problem. Okay. The village take taxpayers take heat off the county officials and outside agencies that know about this stuff. And nobody claims the county has done everything possible to collect the tax. So what's uncollected? We sold mineral rights, oil rights, mobile homes. You think they're uncollectible? Improvement only. Roadways. We have those air rights. There's such a thing as air rights. And this little one foot. But there's just we had leasehold holders on an airplane that are not counted by Gail Bergberg. The airport, Gail Bergberg. A guy. He owed hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. It was illegal. He had a hangar at the airport, and he said, I'm not going to pay it. What are you going to do about it? Okay, we'll show you. We filed suit against him personally for the taxes. The day he filed that lawsuit did not count. The guy walked into the very job for $100,000. the check for $100,000, and that's one installment. So what are we gonna do about it? That's what we're gonna do about it. We hold licenses, collect receipts, real estate broker, all year licenses, and we have two full-time members on staff. We collect taxes accordingly to chapter 5, revenue, section 200, property taxes, not taxes, you can't do it, and we have more than one county that they we do things a little bit different. Different is always right. Except for the county will tax proceedings in every individual district for KL. Usually the tax of the county and top out of the first, and what it costs the county, actually it costs on nothing. We get paid for that. Our company depends on the evidence. If they don't get any, we don't get any money. In the absence of tax our company, probably will not have 18 cents annually, just like tax. The penalty is like every 60 months. So that's effectively 36 cents penalty a year. It's painful not to pay that. So, at auction and resale property, I don't know now, our limit is $750. We get $450 or 25% of the amount of old auction to cover our costs. It's expensive to, we have people that work, things like that work now. And the county doesn't get rid of that, that's the minimum what do we ask of the county? Basically, it's also not all that. Nah. Cooperation. We need to act, we need to do our job. We're in it together. We really are. What's that? We say that win-win, no actually county the taxpayers win, and the taxpayers win. So it's really a win-win. Keep in mind, this for county to go have a taxpayer win. If it comes to more, it's really a win-win. Really, there's no losers. Even the person who owns the property, if they lose it, most of the time, they're happy to be done with it. They want to get rid of that anyway. We employ 18 people in our firm whose combined years total work years and no longer than decades. We are taxed for 94 counties in Illinois currently. We're founded by Joe the owner. He died 2 years ago. Why did I die? So that was a bad day. A bad day. What do you do? He's the county we have and we because see that big white that's what's wrong with this day right now is that big white square right there. So we had I don't know what I had to do that. Throughout the state, we've been doing this for 30 years. We started out state county, our first county, and we had press releases over the time, really kind of way. Here's I decided to grass the weeds that our neighbors don't see what's going on here. That's the St. Louis. People hide in St. Louis. If you were when we first built that, this was 1985, I think. This was the second time we had a Peoria County, and they had to write it and they here are owners for both property from 1985 and 4 were based on Jason Home. Also, the old American thing is one of our offices. He's still does it. A little long, too much maybe. They were trying to answer their dreams. I don't know what kind of dreams they have. This is what I like. Also, we can't do it quickly. And these are editorials in newspapers throughout the state, which you don't find editorial by my favorite for this topic, especially when something's topic, and how they do it, you know what I mean? It's a good program. Back then, it was very good more. And he said, I think, you know, $2,000, maybe $5,000. And all mentioned. Kankakee County, Bruce Clark. He's become kind of buddy of mine lately. And I remember Kankakee County, I said, I don't know, but in 1980, maybe 90, that people have said we did in the past couple of years, well, that's going, everyone finally paid their fair share. 1992, that is. I think I even bought a fish. The one waiting there, it's a perfect fish. And I wrote a contract for $400 over the price. Why did you do it? He was asked, I don't know. You remember people who said, well, that's all, but the press went all over it, and they were thrilled about it. Plan to hire. It's kind of the last episode of the month, go to acting district. Okay. That's the word. That's the word. By Facebook. We strongly support that they should get under a piece of property, over the home, by the time that hole, and then the private that hole. Over the years, Vermilion County, some of the newspaper articles, Vermilion County again, that was her hail, she was very, very good 20 years ago. The Adams County, Quincy, Carrollton, the switch from Camp Hill. The program here is the back house of the county, and then Peter. I thought it was a very cold county. I thought it was great. Bill Bryan, you know, I remember a long time that Peru. Well, I gave, you know, back when, years ago, Henry County, Cambridge, Lee County, Will County, Joliet. These are all nice articles. And Stark County, they don't all use the articles back at the 90s. We're going to be able to first. Stark County. We drove 2.5 hours to Stark County for their tax sale. And 2.5 hours back, and tax sale last 6 minutes. But that's what we did. So anyway, we're currently in 94 counties. 1974, and are there any questions? Do you have any questions? You have any program in place? I didn't think they take questions. Any other questions?
So do you usually have a public auction each year?
Every year. We'll do one every year. Everything that was not sold the prior year, and there's new properties every day. Right now, partially, there should be something every year. We have Ford County, we were talking about, there was a couple of years she was in there, we didn't acquire anything, everything was either, we start with that thing, whatever, buy. But it'll be every kind of decides to do a seal bid, auction catalog will be printed and sent here to the county. Printing catalog will be like $5 or something, so they can come in and look. There's signs to be posted. They can download the catalog on our website as well. And so we'll have it on each year.
You have it.
It'll be, well, we either do a seal bid auction or it's a live auction, depending on if there's enough properties involved. There probably won't be in this county, but a seal bid. I mean, you can't really compare apples to apples because it's different properties, different bidders each time, but you do very well with seal bids. They get, good price because people call and we have to ask, how that deal works, this is an amount that you're happy to pay for the property, you'll be, okay with if you didn't get it because you didn't want to pay more, don't just pay, just bid the minimum, there wasn't a bid minimum. There will be properties that will only get one bid, and it may be the minimum or it may be, a couple $1,000 or whatever, but it is what it is. So we feel that Tilden does pretty well, and some of the ones where we have hundreds of properties, like Kankakee, Will, St. Clair, Madison.
We have 4 functions. We have 4 quarterly. But we get, to the trustee, we have 6,000 annually, 1,000 delinquent properties. Go sell the tax don't want.
And we'll take half of those. Historically, we have about 50% redemption rate on Christmas stuff. I don't know how you've been doing here. Really, there's no real control over that other than we do send out additional mailing and stuff to try to get people to redeem. We'd rather they retain the property. We don't want to take the property, but we will. It's usually, abandoned, like you're saying. A lot of times they're calling to find out, but I might stop me, this will be out of my hair, but, the properties are what they are, we really don't have any control over that, we just get what we get, and we make every effort to get them sold, get them redeemed, and get them sold.
What do you do with the current properties that are in the trustee stages right now?
Well, it's just, they'll be part of our inventory for catalog when we sell those. If it's advertised, if you're a current vendor, you'll have to come to some agreement there, or work in on, the sections and whatnot. I'm not sure what that process is involved.
Yeah, Sandy wasn't very helpful, but she did transfer me to the treasurer's office, talk to the chief deputy. That was been several years ago, but so she didn't really.
This is not our first time. This is, it came out and it's been studied in, your current agent.
So we're going to have a program.
Yeah.
And
he was
This is the guy that never called anybody back.
Yeah, that's our main.
Yeah, and this is not the first time it's happened. He was in Knox County, something like that. Hanger, that leasehold interest, Hanger, everything Hanger. They decided to remove him, more recently with Montgomery County. And I'm not here to convince you to do anything. I'm not a salesman. But I know what we do, and I know what we've done for a long, long time. And we are going to make our life easier. And you call myself, I'll answer. I didn't answer. Jennifer. Yeah.
Where we have the issue with the restrictions on property that was owned by the trustee, and ended up with it on auction. It was purchased by an AJ property owner, and the other AJ property owner said, that is mine. So in other words, all we did is our trustee didn't, or not the agent, they didn't do proper. He told us on something to make sure that the actions were. I don't know, the error was that, the handwritten was years ago, and it was just a compound itself over time.
Yeah.
And so you guys actually researched all that?
Yeah, you do that. I used to put up those invisible for sale signs on our property, about they take them around, jump over the ditches, stuff like that. But now, more what I do now is legal descriptions. I write thousands of legal descriptions, and I write them better. And they're vague. Some of them are horrible. Oh, absolutely. Franklin County.
Probably after you did your mapping over many years, that was find some properties that weren't assessed anywhere, some strips of land and things, and probably sell it to unknown owners. Send out a tax bill, get the process started, at least we get it into his hands. Those mistakes are gonna happen. I won't tell you that they're not gonna happen with us either. I mean, certainly they'll happen. I hope we do a better job of it.
So that's the way you clean that up.
Well, we're going to get that's awesome. I'm trying to get you. I want to,
Like we're on that process there. We're going to start working on, property, don't have anything. Yeah. Not hooked up like anything. The best way is and the burger, and
Yeah, that's what you're seeing.
that's all.
Right. So if the mapping guys go all the way back to King Grant Land or whatever they have, if there's no owner, there's no owner, and it's just, this is property. And it's opportunity to clean that up. That's what we look at this program, it's an opportunity for the county to, you can create a PIN for it, we'll have to generate some sort of legal description for it. Sometimes we don't set out surveyors, there's not money to do that. So what we'll do is, you might take a sort of a large one and accept out other property, get some legal description, and then we will, we'll have you sign a pen and assess it, we'll do a tax bill to unknown owner, and just let it go through the system, and we'll take a tax fee to it. It'll be published on, there won't be anybody served, there's nobody to serve the tax fee. But we can publish on it, and then record a tax fee on that newly formed property, and put it in the book and sell it. And that neighbor can then acquire it, and clean up that problem that they inherited from generations ago. And then you know it.
that was Dan Knox, the Jefferson County Treasurer.
See what I mean?
Is there a problem here in this of our,
No, it may generate new parcels, it may help clean up a few assessment issues if there are, but it shouldn't have an effect on us, it'll help, it's a good thing.
if your overall minimum is 750,
That's our suggested,
everybody?
that's our suggested amount, that's the amount that will cover our costs for foreclosure and title of property, the auction process, that will cover any costs that the county incurs as far as out of that revolving account type of thing we talked about, where publication costs through sheriff services, certified mail, those kind of fees are paid out of proceeds by statute, and so that minimum amount, and we can be whatever you guys want it to be.
To answer your question directly, 750 is the amount we suggest to charge this century. In the previous century, it was less.
My question is, we have properties that are worth 750.
Right.
What happens?
Everybody has those. Every county in the state. They're held by the county as trustee. Let's talk about a dangerous building in some little town somewhere where bricks are falling off the top of the building, and the city is worried about, well, what if a brick falls off this building and some little kid in the head and killed it? Well, that's bad. So, but, and in up north, I think, I don't even know what county it was, they had a building like that, and in St. Anne, Pembroke Township, I've been all over Pembroke.
Downtown, no, it was Moment. Downtown Moment.
Well, Denver County has these issues. Remember that the property is held in trust. The liability of the county is up to the value of the property. Now, I addressed the county board, I think it was not county, I think it was not county, but Robin, David called me up and said, we got a problem here, the county board wants to do something, and I'm not so sure it's a good thing to do. Well, she said, can you come up and talk to the county board about this? I said, sure. I said, when? She goes, tomorrow. Okay, in the car I go, when you're 2.5 hours later, I'm up and I talked to county board, I told him, I said, okay, this property, I can't tell you what it's worth. What I can tell you is what it's not worth. And it's not worth $600 because we couldn't get that at auction for it. That's the extent of the county's liability, the value of the property. We can give the property to the guy. We'll give it to him. There. Now, we're paid in full. He wanted the county to pay $20,000 because he owned a building next to this vacant lot that was, the trustee property. And he wanted the county to pay $20,000, and he wanted the city of Galesburg to pay $20,000 to fix this hole because the sewer line collapsed. And he was going to chip in $20,000 because he was a nice guy. And so I told the county board, and they were worried that they were going to have to fork up $20,000 to fix this sewer line. I said, the extent of the liability is the value of the property. We couldn't get $600 for it. So that's, you're off the hook. And they were plenty happy. I talked to the state's attorney in there prior to the meeting. Something exciting. County board meeting.
We had strips of land that is next door to our property. Guys going in, they had yard on or whatever, and if no one else comes by, you might not have to buy that either. You can just keep using it. But there's, like I said, the auction, having a regular auction, it at least presents an opportunity.
And about the auctions, if we put everything in an annual auction, if it's not sold, if it's offered for public auction and not sold, and somebody calls us a couple months later, our current policy is up to 90 days. If they call us up to 90 days later, say, I want to buy that property, we'll send them a purchase contract. We've offered it for public auction and nobody wanted it. Why not sell it? The whole idea is to sell it and get it back on the tax.
How long can that cycle go on?
We like I say, currently we do about 90 days. And after that, we'll say, well, we'll have it in next year's auction. It'll be every year. I mean, what's the difference? But if somebody calls us, this is a reasonable time right now.
If you're going to have how long it's been in the
Who knows?
Probably have done them from the get-go. That was there from the first year, and they make it all. Taxpayer property. Two issues you got on that auction, and they don't get it in response, they give a phone number, start to acquire property. We have people who want to acquire something, and they go, oh, anyway, they acquire it. We will absolutely fix those issues.
Like I say, you take calls all over the world, I talk to most of them. Most of them are serious tax buyers, one about how to put property tax sale. Why would you want to do that?
Well, the other issue we have is the campground out there, and they have it gated off, and there's sometimes been problems with
Well, I don't in there. I don't make numbers. I can't keep, but that's in the past. Some of them want to go over. They call our office. We're going to answer. I'll call. Absolutely. That will never
However, it was prior to the offering of public auction. Right, okay. So then, obviously, I'm sorry, it was, there was an offer on a property acquired by Iroquois County. Okay. But the
the public auction that has yet to come up. Our first public auction of that property.
Okay. So we run pretty tight schedule. We will, by statute, any structure is 1 to 4 units have to have 2.5 year extension period minimum. So we basically take the whole lot, we give it back down, we'll extend it to 2.5 years in a week or two. We kind of line up counties for field through, transportation, and then we don't have that, that 2.5 year mark or whatever, we don't have a court date, they go serve some petitions, court date happens, within a couple of weeks our field crews out there, post them signs, taking pictures, put the catalog together, and we have an auction. It happens, usually within 60 days of taking a taxi, that first auction happens, and everything that we have will be in that auction. And then they turn everything off, they're available, I keep saying, if there's no bid, somebody steps up to the plate in the coming months. We'll sell it right then. It's okay with the board. And then we'll, everything will come, just start the cycle here, and comes over, all the new stuff. So we try to get back, properties they're going downhill quick. In this process, we try to keep the time frame really long.
So obviously, everybody in the room can tell we're probably not very satisfied with our previous, or our current situation. So what are the steps to change vendors if we so choose? Does that have to go through this committee?
It does. Well, it'll start with this committee, and then have to be a county board resolution, ordinance.
So what I would like to, if this would be this is what direction we want to go, what I'd like to see is over the next meeting to meeting, if so the committee and board understands, we show the money that's left on the table. For one, it's not as bad as it could be if we were a non-managed, but even between the current vendor and the proposed vendor, if we could see on paper some type of advantage, then it would be easier to justify our pass. I mean, this committee could easily make the recommendation, but we need to educate the members on the board as well.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure I understand what you're looking for.
There are probably people, or probably half of the board members don't understand the delinquent tax process.
Oh, easily.
If I weren't sitting in this committee, I wouldn't be there, and I would be a voting board member.
Right.
I would like to be able to take something to the board to, other than just the opinion or vote of this committee to get it.
I understand.
I think we can take care of that.
I do too, but I just think it'd be nice if we're leaving money on the table by not doing it.
I don't know. At least you could.
I don't want to make a production or anything, but I just think it's important that the board members know that the whole object is to get the properties back on the tax roll. They're a liability and they cost when they're not on the tax roll.
Your current tax agent has, I think, 3 county left. Clinton, Iroquois, Winnebago. I think that's that it is. There are a lot of counties on Washington County.
See, that's got to be a double law. Because you're giving the property away, plus you're not taking the owed taxes, and you're getting those all the risk and liability.
Also, they do address that program, they do it in terms of, they all have higher rating.
Imagine that.
We're having a meeting with Lake County on Thursday, this Thursday, it's our time for years, farming out, hiring agents, and we've got a meeting on Thursday.
Cook County called us years ago, and we basically said, no thanks. Well, statutes are different. It's like to be in another state? It really is. In counties of 3 million or more, here's the rules in the statutes. In counties of less than 3 million, it used to be $1 million. And then DuPage closed. And they changed all these other tons of stuff. All the property tax had to change all, and make it 3 million. They didn't want DuPage in their club, you know. DuPage didn't want to be in their club because they have to learn our own local rules, you know.
Troy went like where that, you know, to move and did expand on that a little bit, like take care of the transition. I mean, how do you get everything they move from?
Well, in Montgomery County was a couple, 3 years, maybe 2 years old. They did the same thing. And I know that he made it a little painful for him, monetarily. They had to buy him out, we'll put into it.
We have a contract with this, so don't miss it.
So, yeah, there's got to be a process.
Yeah, we weren't involved in that transition, because, well, a couple of reasons. First of all, we didn't really want to be involved in it. You know, it's in real estate, when you're dealing with real estate, you know, one of the rules in real estate is going behind the signs, and that's why I told you, remember? At that conference, I can't came to you. I'm not going to talk to you about changing, because in real estate, that goes behind the signs. You don't hire a real estate agent to sell your house, and then go behind the signs, as they say, and talk to another real estate. I would rather have you do it. That's just not proper. You know, it just doesn't look good. So we didn't get involved with that transition process. They handled it themselves.
To me, that would be up to the state's attorney.
Yeah.
I think that's a good.
Contact, request, and see it through, and I think
And that's a good, excellent story.
I did bring it, not that we were trying to sell something, but we have a contract that we normally use, the resolution that I'll leave with you.
Yeah, this is a resolution from the board.
It addresses the fact that this is our property.
A resolution, and you're welcome to that. And here's our special service agreement, what we will do, what we are contracted by statute to do.
Is there a limit on that, time limit?
The contract? Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it can be renewed.
You can do whatever you
Renewed
want.
years ago when we first started, they were on renewal with county board changes.
Now keep in mind that if we put, like, okay, 2 years contract, we have 94 counties. We have to, every 2 years, we gotta go to 94 counties and renew the contract. Stop. It's just more than we can do.
There are termination clauses there, and that's so that you can look those over, or anything, look them over.
You can fire us, it's all in here. So I say at this time, the committee's for you guys.
The committee would be limited to starting that process, engaging the state's attorney, you know, a motion to do that, to review the proposed new vendor. I don't know how we want to word that, but I would entertain a motion to do so.
Just for information, our current contract, I believe, was a 10-year contract, which ended a year ago, May 15th. It was extended for 1 year at the time because we were contemplating this and we weren't able to get people in the process of wanting to make the change quickly enough at that time.
So basically, the timing could just naturally take care of itself, and all we'd have to do is legal and with the state attorney.
May 15th would be the end of this extension of 2016.
So, so all we have to do is go home with some type of recommendation to the board of what we want to do, correct?
Yeah, my only question is, can we make a motion with the current agenda? Or do we have to wait till next month?
No, but the contract expires on the 15th, which means at least by next month, we would have the power or authority to do as we choose. That's the direction I would, in my opinion.
I'd like to get the ball rolling, but I
Yeah.
don't know that we can.
Well, let's do that to make this, let's do whatever it takes today to allow us to make the transition on May 15th. So that means, that would mean their state's attorney involved. Well, he'll be notified as of the board meeting next week, we can do it sooner.
I'd be happy to make a motion if you fix it separate vote.
So, however you want to do it.
That's about, you only got a month.
Because this motion or discussion is to really inform the board of what we want to do by the end of our contract, May 15th.
Do you think there would be somebody on the full board that would be opposed? Would you have any opposition?
Probably not, other than the people that are ill-informed, misinformed, not informed. But I just think it should be kind of open and transparent.
Well, my hope is that I've given you enough ammunition here.
There's no question about you or what we want to do. The only question is how we proceed.
No brainer.
I mean, technically, what we do should be managed internally, but it can't, it's almost impossible to do so. I mean, there's some hurdles and loopholes.
Yeah.
The outside guy kind of makes it easy.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. I've done this a long, long
We're
time.
inflating the potential price to...
What I know, what I can't answer is how he will make it for you.
Well, I don't know, what we have to do, you know.
What he has, but have to do.
Right. Well, pretty that question about like currently being in court or some process of going through the deed of the property.
And then expenses involved.
Right.
And that's the issue we'll have to face. You know, it's, at least the way we do things, everything that we have belongs to you. Everything. I mean,
Stuff that the current vendor is thinking you would have necessarily do it. Stuff that works, that petition allowed on behalf of the county trustee, not his. It's not his.
Right.
So we should be able to step in and continue on, assuming everything has been filed properly and properly, which should be. So we'll just continue on and roll. There is that. You know, we are a contract anyway, but our contract is, you know, we don't turn down directly, we do the work and hope selling and, you know, the portfolio sales. So it's similar, he will have done some of that work. Certainly, but it isn't exactly in the normal way, so there's going to have some sort of agreement. I don't know what Montgomery did, which we were not part of that transition, we really just had up pieces and carry on.
To the committee, I would like to say that we pass that along to the state's attorney, that here's the resolution and the contract in my hand. These could be a motion to forward these to Jim to look over. They are at the amounts that were discussed in the presentation, $750.
Right.
And then we can roll on that.
Just a suggestion. Let's handle with the motion today, which I'd be glad to make at the risk of being thrown out, to initiate the process to separate from the current agent at the end of the contract and leave this till a later date.
But we want this to go in front of the gym.
It can go to Jim without our motion, I would think, couldn't it?
Well, or would we in that same motion, propose the new vendor at the same time?
If you want to.
I think we should. And we just get it going.
I would make a motion to initiate the process of separating from the current agent
At the end of the contract.
at the end of the contract and transfer that process to
Jesse Meyer.
Joseph E. Meyer and Associates Incorporated. And to begin that process through Mr. Devine. Anything else?
Is there a second? Yeah. Further discussion? Brett? Further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I would just add that too, that if the district attorney's office has any questions at all related to this matter, they're free to call our office and our attorneys. And then, we'll work with you directly, so if anybody wants a card.
No one to hold him, no one.
That was very good.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you. Really good.
I noticed there were a lot of several other white, smaller logs in 2011.
There was, we've gone a bit of a road for the last decade, and we're
A presentation to the Hyatt, which Hyatt County is between Macon and Champaign County, Hyatt County. And they had, the whole county board was like this, committee, 6-7 guys, you know. And I do a little presentation, and the chairman of the board says, "Okay, all in favor?" Everybody says, "Aye." I was like, "Oh, that's easy." Yeah,
We'll get the thing.
we will, and one more thing. We take very seriously the fact that we are agents for the county board as trustees. Our interest, the best interest of the taxing district is our #1 priority. The taxing district, that's the cities, the villages, the schools, the parks, the fire, everybody that's on the tax bill. That is our #1 concern. Are they being equally treated fairly? In Sangamon County, the city, Springfield, wanted to, we had a bunch of houses, 50 houses in our auction. They wanted them. So they could tear them down. They hired a guy that tore down houses. And I guess they really wanted to earn his EE. And so they wanted to, all these houses pulled out of the auction and let them tear them down, which is, okay, that's it. Yeah, well, we have to work with cities and villages and all that, but is that in the best interest of all the taxing districts, for the city to get them, tear them down? Now, you know, there are people that would have bought some of these houses and paid pretty good money for them. All of them, not all of them, some of them were young. But they would have paid good money, and some of that good money would have gone to schools, would have gone to other taxing districts, other than just the city of Springfield. So we did have a little, you know, we had to have a talk with them to get them understand that, you know, our job is for all the taxing districts, not just the city, but Springfield.
That's an alarm of eminent domain.
Well, we do have,
Everything was fine.
we do have that problem, brewing here with the flooding. And there's probably, there's a sizable number of homes that something does.
There's a lot of the municipality situations we run into, it's really they'll purchase the tax deed from the county trustee in lieu of demolition foreclosure or something. There's a time constraint on the tax deed process of minimum 2, maximum 3, depending on the type of property, 2 to 3 year period to get that tax deed to get transferred. Demolition liens and things quicker. So sometimes we're at the mercy of the municipality. What they want to do is try to get a relationship going with the municipality that we work together. It'd be better for everybody. We try to get top dollar even from the municipality. But if they've already invested $10,000 to tear a structure down, they just foreclose their lien. There's a cost associated with that. So sometimes it's a minimum sale type purchase, $750 purchase. But at least you get the cost back, and if you get the municipality's hands, they can do something. They take it anyway.
IDOT, we had one in Sangamon County again. I just talked to him last week. A guy it's working with a company that is contracted with IDOT. And they want to put an underpass under a railroad in Springfield. I can bring up the same places. And we had a house, an old house, sitting there, and we don't even have a deed to it yet. And I said, well, there's nothing. We don't own it. We don't have a tax certificate. We don't own it. He says, okay, I'll figure it out. But we work IDOT and municipalities, we work with them, and it always works out. It always works out.
Anything else before we make the long run?
Thank you very much. Oh, give us a call. All numbers, everything on that card there, and I'm leaving my cell phone number. Here, write it down. You got a pen. 618-578-9024. And that's my cell phone, and as you can tell, that last phone call I got was from Dan Knox, he's the Jefferson County Treasurer. We have a bill before the Illinois Senate right now, that's what he's calling about, that has some, deals directly with us. Mandy, the Treasurer Association wants to have repeat sales in error. You have sales in error, it goes in the tax sale. Somebody buys it, and sale in error. It's all over the line. Anyone wants to sign goes to the trustee, the agent. In the bill, right now, it's in revenue, and it's they want to extend the redemption period. When they sign the trustee, they'll reduce their and it ends the redemption for 24 months. Well, that means we have to do a separate hearing. We have to do all the hearing. It's not that problem. So we're working with legislative meeting right now.
Go to the tax bill, there's no guarantee that the tax buyer is not going to purchase it and have that trustee hand. You don't know, so trying to prevent that, they control that legislation.
And actually, it's actually unnecessary legislation. When at Madison County tax bill, which is a couple of February, we put on the you can tell the we've written a prior sale errors on there. We're going to fight you if you try to get still in there. You got to pay them interest. That's what they want. It's all about money. So tell them we have prior sales in there, and we're going to advise the state's attorney, and we're not saying anything wrong. We're going to advise the state's attorney to fight your sale in there if you bring it to us again. And that ended it. None of them sold. We all went to the trustee, and we could put it in with the rat. It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, Springfield. Every time I drive through Springfield, I see this Capitol building, and I think to myself, ruining lives on a daily basis. Listen up, right Yeah. That can be real. All right, gentlemen, ladies, thank you so much for having us. Appreciate it, and if you decide to go this direction, we will do everything in our power to make life easier.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the next. Old business? Any old business to come before the committee? Any new business to come before the committee? If none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Second. Dan, second by Jed. All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.